In fact, that's the problem with today, because we emphasize right. Tara lang right. No? It is not a matter of right. It is a matter of obligation. Mas maluoy kita sa na-condemn kita sa nag-suicide. We only condemn those who are deliberately making a suicide to kill a lot of people. These are bombers, right? They have that in the war in Iraq. Precisely, it's very difficult to win a war because the revolutionary forces are suicidal. So they're willing to die because suicide is accompanied with the promise of eternal life, for the Muslim, for example. Pero ang bata nga, ibiyasa niya boyfriend na disturb siya na suicide, till medyo naluoy ka, hindi ka maluoy, no? Diba? Mas maluoy ka, no? Pero still not absolutely right, no? So, a society invites a culture, just like culture of death, no? It's a culture of pessimism, the culture of selfishness, consumerism, materialism, no? Or self-transcendence. When people do not believe anymore in superior being, they just believe themselves, no? So it can happen that because they are not superior, because a human person is not powerful, you are not a Superman, or so anything. When you fail, that's it. That's the when you fail, you are frustrated, you are disappointed. Then the only way is to take away your life. No?
Tapos mo na tanan, di ba? Hindi, exactly. Na matapos, mas malain. Pag yun nasa second life, kung damo, dugangan mo, pwede. Gusto mo forever na lang dyan mo na. Pangati lang dyan, amugin ng makabulit. Mo, hindi niyo siya.
It's a matter of understanding the value of life, appreciating life. So, lalo pa matabo sa life ng tao, life is still precious. And it can give, bisan ara ka sa down ka na o nano pa, as long as you live, there's always a better chance of a better life.
Inang lain ng panahon subong, mga bata, subong mga lain ng generasyon.
Ano na yung inaya mercy killing niya kung hindi ka nakagwanta, mayad din man nga patyo na lang kay budlay pa, pakaunon mo pa na, sa laguron mo pa na.
Ang mercy killing? So mercy killing niya, applicable na sa tao?
At iway giniya ko niya ang tao ya, sa buhi ya. Matarong yung nasa may ginawat, matarong yung ginayang buhi eh.
Sa kondo kalain, no ay. Mga patyo ng tao na.
I think masabi na lang na nga hindi mo na pa ipulong ang agony niya. Kung hindi man lang hindi niya man lang ma-live ang life niya fully, kung hindi niya man lang ma-enjoy ang life niya, what's the point of prolonging it?
And I think that euthanasia is only feasible and permissible if, for example, to do that would save the life of another person, as in the case of a mother giving birth to a child.
Euthanasia, a practice of mercifully ending a person's life in order to release the person from an incurable disease, intolerable suffering, and undignified death. The word euthanasia came from the Greek words eu, which means good, and thanatos, which means death. Originally, euthanasia was referred to intentional mercy killing. When medical advances made prolonging the lives of dying or comatose patients possible, the term euthanasia was also applied to a lack of action to prevent death.
Active euthanasia involves painlessly putting individuals to death for merciful reasons, as when a doctor administers a lethal dose of medication to a patient. Passive euthanasia involves not doing something to prevent death, as when doctors refrain from using an artificial respirator to keep alive a terminally ill patient. Involuntary euthanasia, a person asks to die by either active or passive euthanasia. Non-voluntary euthanasia refers to ending the life of a person who is not mentally competent to make an informed request to die, such as a comatose patient.
Euthanasia differs from assisted suicide, in which a patient voluntarily brings about his or her own death with the assistance of another person, typically a physician. In this case, the act is a suicide because the patient actually causes his or her own death.
Euthanasia is mercy killing. It's a method of allowing the patient to die, or you institute medical intervention for the patient to die. No? The church against euthanasia because it's against the commandment of God. It is killing. Euthanasia is killing. So, in other words, absolutely, it is saying that it's against life, and the taking away of life is always against morals, no? As the Catholic Church would like always to teach. Also, the value of life is absolute, therefore, it's constant. Even if, for example, the patient is terminally ill, no? Because we have principles of double effect, which means that, and also not to institute extraordinary means for the patient to live longer, but we can use ordinary means, which means that it can happen that we just simply allowing the person to die because he is terminally or she is terminally ill, and, like for example, like coma. You don't institute extraordinary means for the patient to what we call that, to prolong his or her life. You use the machine, the respirator. You use also the machine for dialysis for the patient to heal, to be healed, no? For the patient to